I have three daughters that I'm raising here in Coral Gables. They are very close in age, 6 years old, 4 years old, and 3 years old. All three of them were born here in Coral Gables. So my entire immediate family lives within a 1 mile radius inside the North Gables. And in fact, one thing I love about the North Gables is that there's a lot of younger families. So something that I thought I'd never see again, we found, and I'm very happy that my kids are gonna be able to grow up out every day, going for walks, playing at the park nearby, Lisbon Park, on a block where there are friends all around them. Yeah, I'd say that George Merrick's vision for Coral Gables was years ahead of his time. For example, he built this out of swamps and orange groves, a lot of orange groves. The Granada Golf Course was an orange grove, and there's still some historic remnants of it there with plaques that where you can read about it. Since I was a kid, City Hall's always fascinated me. I've always driven past it and wondered what goes on inside. Really, the character of our City Hall immediately conveys to whoever's driving by that this is a historic place that prides itself in maintaining and respecting its historical roots. And it was an honor for me, decades down the road, to be able to actually work there as a commissioner. My tenure as a commissioner was an interesting one because it was during COVID. But I would say my biggest accomplishments pretty much begin with when I was elected and the single issue for which I was elected, which was a controversial issue at the time and probably still remains one for many people, which was the annexation of Little Gables. At the time, it was being considered by the city government, but without putting it out to vote for the people to decide if they wanted to annex Little Gables or not. It turned out that the majority did not want to do it at that time, and that was sort of how I came out of the gates as a commissioner. After that, I developed a program called Youth Zones, where we have identified that there's a high volume of small children playing and coming in and out of the location. The first place where it was set up was at the Coral Gables Youth Center. In terms of law enforcement and safety, I was personally proud to develop a jiu-jitsu and self-defense program, along with the development of a hand-to-hand combat training room. That's been a smash hit, and to this day, many police officers, and firefighters for that matter, train in that room. One of my life goals and accomplishments, which I set out to do, was to be able to live in Coral Gables, work in Coral Gables, raise my family in Coral Gables, and I feel extremely privileged to have been able to have done that, as well as serve my city in my capacity as a Coral Gables Commissioner. So for me, Coral Gables is the best city in the world.